chosen ones, empaths, the narcissist never really wanted you to see them for who they are. You've got to understand this first and foremost. The times of devaluation, the times of the nasty remarks, the backbiting, the slander, the smear campaigns, this was them when their mask breaks. This was the chink in the mask. They couldn't contain it. You have to understand, I made a video way back about how the narcissist actually walks on eggshells. Because we always hear that we walk on eggshells, right? That we tiptoe around the narcissist to appease the narcissist. And yeah, that is true in some degree. We do, right? But ultimately, they're the one that's walking on eggshells around us. Because they've got this superficial mask where they're pretending to be someone who they're not. And in the core of their desire, they truly hope that you never realize who they are. It's only because they're absorbed with demonic spirits, demonic entities, they can't contain it. This is lashing out of anger. These moments when they've devalued you and you saw them hit the fan, like gone crazy. This is because they can't contain it. They try everything in their power to contain it. Every day they're trying to hide it. They don't want you to find out who they really are. And now you know who they really are. They hate it. You know? Look, think about it, right? Look, think about it. They met you, right? They met you. They wooed you. They made out that they were great. They put on this mask. But through the course of time, you saw that mask slip. And that's what you don't like about them. When that mask slips, that's the real them. The real them who devalued you. The one that smeared your name. The one that cussed you out. The one that made you feel like nothing. That's the real them. The mask is not them. They're hiding what they really are from you, from everyone. They're hiding their true nature. That's what they do. They hide their true nature behind this mask. And I've used this example before about the sailing ship. You know, it's like being on a sinking ship with a narcissist, and not a ship, let's say a ship for the moment, and there's all these holes in the deck of the boat, and the narcissist frantically tries to plug those holes to stop the water seeping in. That is what it's like when the mask is slipping. They're constantly trying to hold it in place. They don't want you to find out. They don't want you to know. They never want you to find out. And that's why when we do call them out on stuff, they run for the hills. They run a mile. They run to a new supply. You know, when they're confronted with the truth, they can't take it. You see, us empaths and chosen ones, we love truth. We are the truth, right? So when we call them out on what they've done, they can't take it. They'll twist and turn and project and reverse things. They'll try anything in their power to keep that mask firmly, tightly in place. But it's already slipped. We've seen the slip. We've seen the chinks in their mask. We've seen the breaks. We've seen them for what they are. So don't miss the good times, the so-called good times. You were dealing with someone that was wearing a mask, who had ill intentions for you behind the mask. They didn't wish well for you. They wanted to drag you down. You know, in the core of them, that's what they wanted. So they put up this false pretense, this facade. They put up the facade, right? And that's why I always talk about seeing beneath the veil. They operate with a veil, you know? They'll make out that there's nothing wrong with them, They want what's best for you. They love you. They care for you. They don't care for you. You know, they have to put this mask up in reality, in the world, to operate as a normal functioning human person. You know, if they, some narcissists choose to operate as they are a narcissist and they function as narcissists and they don't hide it. But a lot of what we've dealt with are coverts. We're dealing with coverts. They don't want to be known as a narcissist. They want to be known as a genuine person. They want to be known as a good person. They want to be known as a nice person, you know? But they're not. In the core of them, they're not. They're evil. They're disgusting, despicable creatures. Dusty weirdos, as I say. Dusty weirdos, right? And they never wanted you to find out. That's what you've got to know right now. They never wanted you to find out. You've seen the truth about them, who they really are. You're like a whistleblower. You're like a whistleblower on their whole operation. That's what you're like to them. You're someone that can blow the whistle on their whole operation and their whole world can come tumbling down. That's why they run for the hills. That's why they discard you. That's why they run away. When they know that you know, when they know that you know what they are, they go missing in action. They're gone. Off with someone new to create this fantasy world again. But all they wish for is that you could just forget. That you could just forget what you've seen. But you know, it's so scarring and so hurtful what they've done to us. We never forget. We never forget. Like an elephant never forgets, they say. We never forget what they've done to us. We can't forget. We just can't. And they'll try early days before they discard you or before they run away. They'll try to move the goalpost. They'll try to make this situation into something else. They'll try and do it. Oh, they try. But they know we've seen them for who they really are and they get scared. They run in fear. You know, it makes me laugh now. When the narcissist knew I worked them out, I didn't even know work them out to the extent that some of you guys have worked them out. Like, you lot have worked them out. Like, I rate you lot. You lot have worked them out. You're watching narcissist videos. You're educating yourself. I really respect you because you've sussed them out good and proper. All I saw them was a manipulator and a liar. And that was enough for me, and that was enough for them to run. When they knew that I knew they manipulated and they lied, they ran and they went on the biggest smear campaign the world has ever seen against me. Not what the world has ever seen, because some of you have been through worse ones than I have. But for me, it was a big smear campaign what they went on, right? They get scared of you. Ultimately, they fear you. This is why they pretended to be someone who they're not around you. You know, they wanted your company. This is what you've got to understand. The narcissist wanted your company. They need your company. They need a good person in their life. They need an empath. They need a chosen one to be able to function. They're not happy now. Watch any one of my videos. I always talk about it. They're not happy now where they're at now. They've downgraded. They monkey branch. They've gone to some low-hanging fruit. They're dusty. You know? But they want to reverse the hands of time. That's what they want to do. They want to reverse the hands of time and bring it back to when you was gullible and you believed them as a good person. That's what they want to do. That's what they ultimately want to do. They want you back to who you was before at the very beginning when you didn't know what they were. But it's not going to happen now because their mask has slipped. We see them for what they are. The parasitic creatures that they are. Parasites. That's what they are. Disgusting human beings. Disgusting. That had ill intentions for our life. That wanted to drag us through the mud. All of those times, you know, when we've seen the worst of the narcissist. You know those times when we've seen the worst of the narcissist. They couldn't contain it. Their true nature just comes seeping out of their mask. They couldn't contain it. They're dealing with like a constant pressure, like someone's sitting on their head every day. You know, someone's sitting and crushing their skull. That's what they have to live with, trying to contain this false persona. They're masquerading with this artificial light. They can't contain it. That's why it pops out, you know? It's like playing whack-a-mole, you know? Pops out here, pops out there. You whack it back down, whack it back down. It's like they're playing whack-a-mole with themselves every day. You know whack-a-mole? I hope you know whack-a-mole. That game with a hammer and the mole pops out of the little hole. And then you whack it and then it pops out of another hole. That's what it's like with them every day. They've got their true persona popping out here, true persona popping out there. They slam it back down, true persona popping out there, you know, and they're popping it back down, popping it back down, popping it back down. That's what they're playing every day with themselves. These are walking. These are a game, man. They think they play the game. They're playing themselves. You know. These lot need real help, and in psychology, it's proven that narcissists can learn how to be more empathetic. They can learn. It's a learned behavior. They can learn how to be more empathetic. They can learn how to be more respectful of others. But ultimately, it's just them adding layers to the mask. Catch them on a bad day. Catch them when things don't go well for them. They'll be back to their old selves. You can't help these people. You can't help them. So I want you to understand, for you, those of you that want to help them, because it's no fault of your own, you know. I wanted to help the narcissist. I saw the dynamics of the narcissist and realized that their mother's a narcissist. And I started backtracking, and that was my discovery. I first realized about the mother being a narcissist, and I started to feel empathy for my ex. And I saw the dynamics of the golden child, the black sheep, the scapegoat. I saw it in their family. And I saw how their father had been labeled the bad person. He'd been made out to be the bad parent, when in actuality the mother is nothing but a narcissist. So my journey with narcissism, when I first started studying it, when I first started to realize, I had empathy for the narcissist. And I'm telling you, it's a very dangerous mistake to make, because they'll play you like a game. They'll play you like a keyboard if you go down that route, you know? If you go down that route, they'll play you. Though it does bring to attention the fact of how dysfunctional their family unit is. It does bring that to an attention. And most likely, in narcissistic family dynamics, one of the parents is an empath. You know? One of the parents is an empath. They may be a pushover, they may be a walkover, and one of the parents is a narcissist. You know? I'm not saying all empaths are pushovers, but we didn't have the education that we had 40 years ago, 50 years ago. We didn't have the knowledge that we have now going around about this. So, you know, a lot of people like stayed together back in the days. You know, you marry someone, you get with someone. A lot of like our grandparents and stuff stayed together. But what I'm trying to say to you is, with my narcissistic ex, the dad was an empath, the mother was a fully fledged narcissist. Fully fledged. And I'm not saying that that's why my ex is a narcissist, because some of the other children aren't narcissists. They're just not. I know them, or I did know them, and they didn't turn out to be narcissistic like my ex did, you know? So they just following their mother. They're behaving like their mother. But I don't want you to feel empathy for them. Please don't feel empathy for them and start going down that route, because it's a real painful route to go down. And I lived it, and I made the mistake of going down that route. I didn't reach out to them and try and help them or anything like that. It was just really going over it in my head, studying about narcissistic dynamics, studying about the narcissistic household. I could just see it like bright colors, man. I could just see the reality of what it was. But as I always say, So many people have been raised in abusive households, worse abuse than a narcissistic parent, and they grow up and they become campaigners against abuse. They go and start doing stuff for charity. They go and start helping the world. They start healing the world. You know, empaths alike, you know, some of them have had really harsh upbringings, really painful upbringings, and they haven't turned out to be a narcissist or a psychopath or a sociopath. So it just proves to me that this is why I call you chosen ones, is that, yo, to be honest with you, I believe you lot out there watching this video, you know, you may not think you're a chosen one yet, but I call you a chosen one. You know, if you know yourself as an empath, then I will call you a chosen one, because I believe that you've been chosen to have empathy where others haven't been chosen to have empathy. For whatever reason, God or the universe made us this way, I believe that we're a tribe of people that have been chosen to have empathy, and we've been scattered across the masses. And you've got an assignment in your life to bring to the world. More than this relationship. More than this relationship. You know? These narcissists had an assignment. They had an assignment. Their assignment was for you to never work them out. For you to never know they're a narcissist. For them to be a sly demon and to bring destruction to the world. They're chosen as well. They're chosen to bring destruction to the world. They're chosen to divide families up, break families up, turn mothers and fathers against each other, brothers, sisters, aunties, uncles, grandparents, whatever. Divide families up. They're doing the work of the devil. That's what they're chosen to do. That's what their assignment is on earth. That's all their assignment is. I know we all work jobs and we all do things, different things, but you have an assignment and a higher calling in this world as a chosen one. You may not know it yet. You've just awakened. Some of you have been out of the relationship for years now, but maybe you're just awakening now. You know, we all awaken at different points in time. But when you awaken, when I awoken to narcissistic abuse, and I started to see narcissists everywhere. I see it now everywhere. I see it in people. I just see it in the government. I see it in different situations. I see narcissists or toxic individuals, sum them up as toxic individuals. I see them everywhere. And that's why I'm very careful about who I want to partner up with now in the future. I need to be very careful, because they can bring the penultimate end into your life if you let one of these wrong narcissists in your life. So what I'm saying is, you lot are switched on. You lot have worked out something that the narcissist never wanted you to ever work out. They never wanted you to work out the fact they are a narcissist. They never wanted you to work out the fact they're that toxic. And they tried to hide it for you. Sometimes they tried to hide it for you for decades. That's how covert they are. I'm talking about the covert ones in this video, because a lot of them are covert. You know? They masquerade with this artificial light. They pretend they're good people. But really they're disgusting, despicable creatures that have nothing but ill intentions for your life. Nothing but pain and misery they want to inflict on your life. And they do it covertly. They do it behind closed doors. That's how they operate. And now they know that you know what they are. That's why we've had the discard. That's why you've had the discard. They saw you waking up from before you even woke up. You know that, right? The narcissist saw you waking up from before you even woke up. They saw it. They saw you waking up to the abuse. And they realized they've played a hand too many. They've overplayed the hand. And they needed to run. Because they're scared of the repercussions of their actions. They didn't want to see you in a supernova. They didn't want to see you in a supernova. They're scared. When an empath goes supernova, it's game over. We look like narcissists in a supernova. You know that? We actually look like narcissists in a supernova. If someone was a fly on a wall and they saw us dealing with the empath when we're in supernova, we look like the narcissist. We go absolutely ballistic. We look like the abuser. We look like all of that. But deep down, we know we're going in supernova. They run from that. They're scared. They run away before you could even confront them. So let them be. Let them live on in their lives. You'll always be a regret in their life. Not a regret, but you'll always be a regret of them revealing themselves to you. They always feel like they overplayed the hand and they shouldn't have let you switch on to what they're about. And now possibly in the future with their new supply, they're being even more covert. Maybe they've learned a lesson to hide it a bit better. But they messed up. They messed up and they never wanted you to find out. The narcissist never wanted you to see them for who they really are. But now you know who they really are. So don't make no mistakes. Don't let them back in. Don't meet up with them. Don't talk to them. Let them go. It's the most powerful thing you can do. Utilize no contact and let them go. So anyway, thank you for watching today. Please press the like and the subscribe button. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can find the link in the description box. And if you'd like a one-to-one session with myself, you can also find the link in the description box. Currently, I've got a secondary channel, the spiritual channel. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.